Hello and welcome to Magenta Theater's Give More 24 virtual telethon. I'm Kristen Bennett, part of the interim artistic directing team here at Magenta.
And I'm Gina George, also part of the interim artistic directing team.
And I'm Tony Provenzola, a representative from the board of directors.
And together we're your hosts for today's virtual telethon. We will be popping online at the top of every hour to update you on our fundraising progress.
And release new videos as part of our Give More 24 event.
And for those of you who don't know, Give More 24 is an annual fundraiser hosted by the Community Foundation for Southwest Washington. And it's aimed at helping local nonprofits like Magenta Theater raise money for their cause.
And since COVID-19 has closed Magenta for an unknown period of time, this year's Give More 24 fundraiser is more important than ever. Every dollar we raise tonight and for the rest of the day will go toward keeping the theater running until we can safely reopen our doors and start producing live and in-person shows once more.
So stay tuned over the next 24 hours while our incredibly talented community entertains you with songs, one-act stories, and more.
These performances are just the start of what you can expect to see over the next 24 hours. We hope that watching our talented actors and volunteers performing again will inspire you to make a donation to Magenta Theater.
And to kick off the event, we're releasing a history of Magenta Theater, narrated and written by our very own Tony Provenzola, and showcasing behind-the-scenes photos from Magenta over the years.
Please consider making a donation to Magenta Theater. The link to our Give More 24 site is on our Facebook page, YouTube channel, website, and in the details of every video posted.
Whatever you're able to give, big or small, will be greatly appreciated. Every dollar counts.
Now sit back,
relax,
and enjoy the show. Magenta was founded in 2002 by Janie and Bill Roberts to give their children an arts outlet for their education. For the first few years, the plays were written by Ms. Roberts to save on script and royalty costs, and we rented performing space from various churches in Vancouver. As time went on, we began performing royalty plays. We continued what we call Magenta Theater Academy, teaching performing arts, and we held a one-act festival. We also started performing at the City of Vancouver's Ghost Stories on Officers Row event. Fun fact, in 2004, we began performing during Vancouver's first Thursday Art Walk, doing short, free shows every half hour in the evening. We did this at 606 Main Street, the building which, unbeknownst to any of us, we would move into 5 years later. Performing at churches was difficult. We had a small space to store all of our equipment, tools, costumes, etc. And since the stage was also the church sanctuary, we were only able to have our set on the stage during services for one Sunday per show. So we would build the set starting on Monday of opening week, perform Thursday through Saturday for 2 weekends, the last of which being a matinee. Then we would strike the set so the stage would be back to normal for church the next day. That's why it was a big deal when, in 2009, for the first time, we leased our own venue in downtown Vancouver at 606 Main Street, where we had performed for Art Walk years earlier. There was a lot of renovation needed, which we did while rehearsing and performing one show and preparing for the next. We closed our last show, the best Christmas pageant ever, at First Baptist Church on December 2008, and we were ready when it was time to open our first show in our first building, A Midsummer Night's Dream, in February of 2009. It wasn't midsummer, but for us it was a dream. We were in that building for 7 years, performing 5, sometimes 6 main stage shows a year. Magenta Academy was still going. We often performed for Art Walk. We also had started our own improv troupe, Magenta Improv Theater, or MIT. And we had concerts, rock and roll, country, and jazz. We also did dinner theater, generally with Rosemary Cafe. And apart from our general family-friendly fare, we started Magenta After Dark, where we did staged readings that handled more intense topics, like the Laramie Project, The Guys, which was about 9/11, Anne Frank's Diary, and Doubt. In 2016, we moved into our current location at 1108 Main Street. Again, we were preparing the building while working on shows. After the last performance of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe in our old building in December 2015, That night, we loaded the theater seats on trucks and took them to the new building. This transition was a nail-biter. We worked up to opening day. We got the final approval from the fire marshal on the afternoon of opening night for the women, an all-woman cast of 42, in February of 2016. Since then, we've continued our main stage shows, our improv, and at times academy. In the last couple of years, the after-hours stage readings became Black Chair Theater and offers a wider variety of shows. We've also recently added Magenta Rock Choir and Magenta Tots, which is shows for kids. Well, since the lockdown, of course, much of that has been on hold, and we're having to adapt. Our founder and artistic director, Janie Roberts, has stepped down, and our interim artistic directing team, Gina George and Kristen Bennett, have graciously taken up the task of moving us forward into the new world.